Hey guys, it's Nailbiter, and in this video I wanted to talk a little bit about the recon class in Battlefield 3, and in particular I wanted to talk about bolt-action sniper rifles because I think recently there's been a lot of talk over whether or not the bolt-action sniper rifles should be patched so that at close ranges they're a one-shot kill no matter where in the body you hit. And I wanted to give my opinion on that and what I thought about whether or not I think the bolt action should be patched. So the gameplay you're going to see are just some clips of sniping that I recorded. You know, they're not really amazing clips, but I thought they were decent. And I've actually got some better stuff recorded, but I'm just going to save that for, I don't know, some other time, I guess. So I want to just get right into what I wanted to talk about in this video, and that's the bolt action sniper rifles. And I mean, I guess before I go right into the discussion of whether or not I think they should be patched, I want to say I think, you know, people at when Battlefield 3 was first released, people were complaining somewhat about the fact that the recon class was underpowered compared to other classes. And you know, I mean, certainly I think the recon class has its weaknesses. I think the main one is really that it has no anti-vehicle options in the class. So like the C4 and the mortar strike were both taken away from the recon class, and those had been in the class in Battlefield Bad Company 2. And then before that, the recon class had claymores as well at its disposal, and that in Battlefield 3 that's not the case anymore either. So your job, if you're playing the recon class, is going to be somewhat limited compared to what it was in previous Battlefield games, in that you're not really going to have any vehicle countermeasures available to you, and you're really going to be important more as spotting enemy soldiers for your teammates and supporting your teammates with the motion sensor, an MAV if that's what you have equipped. And I personally like having the motion sensor equipped when I'm using the recon class, especially on in a game mode like Conquest. Just I think that is most helpful when you're trying to capture flags and trying to hit or trying to find out if enemies are spawning, where they're spawning. So one other thing I want to mention about playing the recon class, and in particular when you're using a bolt action sniper rifle, is it is really important that you have a pistol that you're really comfortable using, and that's kind of the purpose of this clip here that you see where I think I just get pistol kills. But I just wanted to point out that, you know, you're going to be in situations where you're going to have to use your secondary, and in those situations it's really important that you have something that you're comfortable using and that you can rely on to get you a kill when necessary. But in general, I really don't think the recon class is underpowered. I wouldn't go that far to say that. I think you have to be smart in the way you use it. It's not going to be a class where you can really run everywhere or run around all over the place and be really aggressive with it. But I mean, then again, you can't really do that with any class. I mean, you're going to get killed no matter what if you're trying to do that. So you have to play strategically with the recon class. There's no doubt about that. And you have to. It might be a little bit more useful if you're playing a little defensively. But by no means do I think it's underpowered. I mean, I've been able to have the same success with the recon class as I've had with the assault class and, you know, with an engineer class or support class. You just have to play a little differently. You have to adjust to the options you're given. So now I wanted to get into the main topic of this video, and that's the bolt-action sniper rifles and the whole aggressive recon play style. And I do want to mention quickly that, you know, I played Battlefield Bad Company 2, and I used the aggressive recon play style, and I had a lot of fun with that. When I did use it, I thought it was a really great part of that game. And I also played previous Battlefield games in Battlefield 2042 and Battlefield 2, where the bolt-action sniper rifles are like they are in this game, where you need to get a headshot, and no matter what distance you are, the headshot is the only way to get a one-shot kill, unless obviously the enemy you're shooting at is injured. So I've played both variations on the bolt-action snipers, and I honestly think that the game would be better off if DICE left the bolt-action snipers alone, and if they didn't patch it. I mean, you know, I don't think it'd be the end of the world if they did, but I'd really prefer to see them keep the bolt-action sniper rifles the way they are, where you need that one-shot, or you need that headshot in order to get the one-shot kill. And, you know, part of that is that Battlefield 3, it's a sequel to Battlefield 2. It's not a sequel to Bad Company 2, and in Battlefield 2, the bolt-action sniper rifles were the same as they are in Battlefield 3. and you know the class setups were all the same. And I think the way it's set up now, the balance of the game, or the game is better balanced with the way the classes are set up now. I mean, even as it is, it's not really impossible to play the aggressive recon. I mean, if you can be good about getting shots on people, if you're using, say, the M98B, which does quite a bit of damage at close ranges, it does the most damage out of any of the bolt action sniper rifles. And if you're good with getting hit markers with that and pulling out your pistol quickly, it is possible to play fairly aggressively with the recon class. I've managed to, you know, I was messing around the other day in a team deathmatch server, and I actually had thought it was hardcore. I didn't realize that it was just normal core, and I was running around with a sniper rifle, and I was having a fair amount of success doing it, playing fairly aggressively. So it's not an impossible thing to do, and you know, I think I kind of like the challenge, me personally, of having to go for headshots to get kills with the sniper rifles. I honestly don't think it's that difficult, or I didn't think it was that difficult in Bad Company 2 to have success with a gun like the SV98, where at a certain range you were going to get one-shot kills no matter what, or no matter where you hit the enemy, or where you hit your target, unless they were using body armor. And I found it really frustrating in Bad Company 2, where you got killed by a sniper or a recon player using a bolt-action sniper, where it was clear that, you know, he really wasn't that good a player. It was maybe just a mediocre player, and you know, it was obviously not a headshot. And I like it more now, where when I get killed by a sniper and I'm at full health, you know, I know that that guy actually hit me with a headshot, and it was a pretty good shot, and I can respect that if it's a good shot. But if it's just, you know, one-shot kills no matter where you're hitting your target, then it takes away from the challenge of sniping, and I think it just makes it more frustrating for other players who are, you know, trying to use other guns, and if, you know, before they can get off a few shots, they've already gotten killed because a sniper hit them in the leg or whatever with some lucky shot. So anyways, the last thing I wanted to say is, I mean, people forget that the recon or the bolt action sniper rifles, as they are still the most powerful weapon in long range situations. And if DICE were to patch the bolt action sniper rifles so that there were also, you know, one-shot kills at close range situations, I think it just really makes it unfair for some of the other guns, where, you know, now the bolt action sniper rifles have such a clear advantage over all the other weapons in the game. And you know, I think, again, I said this early in the video, but I think it'd be better off for the game and for the balance of the game if DICE just left the bolt action snipers as they are and didn't buff them or anything. So I realize that other people are gonna think differently about that, and you know, I know there are people who really support the aggressive recon playstyle, and you know, really want to see that be possible like it was in Bad Company 2 in Battlefield 3. And you know, just hopefully, you know, can understand where I'm coming from, and you know, what I'm saying here makes sense. And anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video and enjoyed the commentary, and subscribe if you want to see more Battlefield 3 content from me, and I'll see you guys later.